welcome back to the channel. Today's episode is going to be about breastfeeding, and I'm really excited because I'm going to be sharing with you guys my own personal journey as well as all the things that helped me along during this very challenging yet fulfilling journey. So I hope my video can help you guys out there, fellow moms or moms to be, whether you are preparing towards your breastfeeding journey or whether you are just getting started and you want a little support and encouragement. I hope that I can offer that to you guys, and yeah, let you know that you're not alone, and let you know that like now that I've concluded my journey, I'm so happy that I did it. And I think it gives you a very fulfilling feeling as a mother to have gone through that, whether it's ups and downs or just overall. I think breastfeeding is a privilege and a gift, and definitely something that makes us grow stronger as women and mothers. So okay, I have tons of items to share with you guys today. I cannot wait. But first things first, I want to make a disclaimer that I am in no way a breastfeeding professional or expert. I'm just a first-time breastfeeding mom who's sharing her journey and hoping that whatever I've learned can help other moms out there as well. Okay, and if you need any professional help or resources, I'll link whatever that I have used or chanced upon in the description box below. So anything you need, just head down to the description box below. Okay, yeah, and I'm also really excited because today I have a giveaway for you guys. Burps SG, who is a lactation cookie company, they sent over a huge box of lactation cookies of many different flavors, and I was so happy because I can't finish all these cookies, so I wanted to share them with you guys, and I thought, what's a better way than to share them with you guys through a breastfeeding episode. So if you want to win yourself some really yummy cookies that are healthy and that will help to stimulate and boost your milk production, then be sure to join the giveaway. It's really easy. All you need to do is just comment down below if you have a question for me, or if you have something to share with me, or if you have an item that you really strongly recommend, or you can just comment what you want to see in the next video or episode. Yeah, just comment down below, and also give Burps SG a follow on Instagram. I will link them in the box below, and then I'll pick my winners at the end of this video. Okay, so be sure to do it, okay, because these cookies just look like yummy and I cannot wait to dig into them. They have many flavors on their website, and the ones that they sent to me included very berry, triple chocolate, and chocolate chunk. I think they have even more flavors on their website, so just head down to the description box and check it out. They are also giving our viewers and our members a 15% off if you buy 2 packets or more. Just use the code TWV15. So if you need more cookies, or if you want to give them to a friend, be sure to use the code because savings matter. Okay, so let's get started with all the items and my journey. I'm a bit overwhelmed because there's so many things I want to go through with you guys today. This video is going to be really casual, okay? So if I missed out on anything, I will definitely update it in the description box below. Okay, so just to share a bit of background about my own journey, now Alicia, she is 6 months old and almost 6 months old, and I have fully transited her onto formula. I actually made that transition around when she was 4 months old, and it was because my milk supply was dropping quite dramatically, so I had to top up with formula. I was doing all sorts of things to try and boost my supply or get it back up to what it was before, but for that period I had to top up quite a bit because I wasn't meeting her demand. That period was a little bit emotional for me, and I'll share more later. But yeah, on hindsight, I think that it was something that was a blessing in disguise, because after transiting her to formula, I definitely did feel less stressed and yeah, less emotionally affected, I guess, once I saw past it. Yeah, and so then over time I transited her to formula fully. She adapted really well, and all's good. So back to the very beginning, okay, when I just gave birth to her. For mom me is that this is your first time, because it is my first time and I also didn't know, but your body actually doesn't produce milk immediately, and instead your body actually produces colostrum at the start, which is a very thick nutritious fluid that is of little quantity but packed with like nutrients and antibodies that are really really good for your baby. So that was at the beginning. So because I was only producing colostrum and my milk only kicked in, I think, in a week, you know, where then I could really meet her demand, or feed her what she needed. So I also topped up with formula at the beginning, because after I came home, baby was hungry and her reserves are starting to be depleted, right? So then she really needs milk, so I had to top up with formula. Yeah, so at the beginning at the hospital, I didn't top up with formula, but I had to latch her very often, because that was also to stimulate milk production and also to kind of like feed her, even though I wasn't fully producing milk. Okay, and at the beginning, what the nurses helped me with was to collect the colostrum using a syringe. So I latched her, which means I nursed her on my breast, and then during those in-between periods, then I would collect colostrum with a syringe. So the hospital will give you syringes that are sterile, that you will use to kind of extract your milk by hand expressing, not milk, sorry, colostrum, okay? And of course, after I came back home, I still only continued to produce colostrum for a few days, and I didn't have syringes on hand, so I picked up this colostrum collector by Hakka. You don't need them, but I just wanted to share with you what I use. And they are these little silicone squishy things that, you know, you pop open and then you use them to collect. Syringes are a lot trickier, okay, because they have the lever thing. You know, syringes are the ones that you use for needle injection but without the needle. Okay, so these are easier because you just need to press them, and then when you release, then the air will kind of suck the colostrum into this tiny little bottle. You can see how small it is, and that's how much colostrum you know, it's actually produced. Not a lot, but very nutritious. So this is something you can consider. It's not a necessity, because you can get syringes from the hospital, like more of them. And also I didn't use this for very long, because once my milk kicked in, then, you know, I no longer needed this. Okay, so yeah, and then I would definitely suggest to have a tin of formula on standby. So my nanny was the one who kind of encouraged me to just top up with formula, because baby was hungry, I wasn't producing, there's no point like pushing it, forcing your body to produce milk when, you know, it's just a matter of time. So give yourself that time, and rest and space is very important for your milk to successfully kick in. So at the beginning stages are the most sensitive period, so give yourself that space. So Nanny was telling me, you know, just top up formula, it's okay, and she encouraged me, and I'm so glad that I took her advice. So the formula that I had on standby and now that I'm currently using is Bellamy's Organic. So Ellie is currently still on stage 1 because she is coming to 6 months old, so she'll move to stage 2 soon. And I actually have stage 2 right here. If any of you just want to know how it looks like. I mean, it's the same tin but just different packaging. So this is stage 2. Yeah, so there are a lot of formula brands out there, so many that sometimes it gets really quite overwhelming. But the reason why I chose Bellamy's was because I wanted something that was organic and something that I could feel safe about giving my newborn baby and very young baby. So I think increasingly we're starting to become more aware of the things that we eat, like where they're from. So like the meat that we consume, whether I think it's increasingly quite scary knowing that a lot of growth hormones or antibiotics are being, you know, fed to the meat and the animals that we eat. So that was something of concern, and I was also afraid of pesticides and things like that. So when it came to baby, I just wanted to be like really kind of choose the safest option that I could find, and so Bellamy's Organic was the one that I chose, and Ellie took on to it quite well. I didn't want to go through many brands or so I wanted to get something that I felt would be like a long-term thing. I didn't want to like go through different brands. So the reason why I chose Bellamy's was because I saw that on their tin they state very clearly that they only use certified organic cow milk. Their pastures have no synthetic pesticides. Their soil is not treated with synthetic fertilizers. Their cows are not treated with antibiotics, are not injected with growth hormones, and are not fed with genetically modified grain, corn, or soy. So this kind of targeted the whole supply chain that I was worried about, and so I felt safe choosing this brand. So yeah, you can do your own research and you can see, you know, what brands you want to try, but I would definitely advise getting a tin on standby, and definitely because you have no idea when your milk is gonna kick in, so I wouldn't suggest buying a lot also, because for formula, once you open it, you cannot keep it for more than a month. Okay, so it's actually sealed like this. So once you open the seal, you can't keep it for too long. So you don't know how much you're going to use also. So I would maybe you get a smaller tin, or you maybe use it and then you can give it away to someone else once you stop using it. Okay, so that is at the beginning stage. Alright, okay, so one of the biggest issues that I had at the start was really sore nipples. So as a first time mom, it was like, oh my gosh, like I did not expect it. Okay, I did not realize or know how painful it was going to get, but on hindsight I realized why, right? Because your nipples are not hasn't gone through that treatment of a baby latching so constantly on you at the start. And at the start, you really have to latch because that is the signal to your body to stimulate milk production. So I encourage you to latch, even if it's really painful. Just try and hang in there. But there are some things that really helped me. So number one, nipple cream. That was like the lifesaver, okay? Because my nipples got so sore that it was so painful. It was kind of impossible to latch baby on if I didn't have a recovery method. So I did use quite a few nipple creams brands. I used Mustela. Mustela was very good. I finished it, so I didn't have one on standby, but Mustela was very good at hydrating my nipples. In fact, during trimester 3, my nipples started becoming dry just for no reason. I don't know why. So I used that and it was very hydrating, and the next day it would totally be like back to normal or even more supple than before. So yeah, I'll link it in the description box below because I don't have one to show you because I finished it. The second brand that I used was this Earth Mama nipple butter. This one, so the Mustela one is a little bit more gelish. This one is a bit more balmy like texture, like a waxy kind of texture, and this one was very good to kind of have a layer in between, protecting my nipple from the clothing, because it got so sore that it was like even the clothing on top of it just made me feel so miserable. So this kind of gave that layer, but this is pretty good as well, and the jar lasted me really long, even when I was really generous with lathering it. Okay, so the good thing about this one is that it's soothing, botanical rich, lanolin free, and non-sticky. Okay, it's a little bit sticky, but I think it's fine. It's not like super sticky until your shirt will like stick to it. Yeah, and it's just very moisturizing. And oh yes, there's no petroleum, no artificial fragrance, no parabens, which is really important because this one does say that you can actually latch baby on, you know, even you don't need to wash the product off. So I felt that was really important because it has to be safe, right? That's where your baby is gonna be feeding from. So the cream that you use, the nipple balm or cream, has to be safe for you and baby, because it's at an area which is really sensitive and important. So I use Mustela. There was another brand, if you are a Thompson mom, which I super recommend Thompson Medical Center because they treated me super well, and like I felt so much better because I was there. Of course, it's only my first experience, so I haven't gone to many maternity hospitals, but there is a reason why Thompson is so popular, and I found out that reason after staying there. So yeah, they give you this pack of like baby slash mom stuff. So inside the pack was this nipple cream. Their essential line is actually really good. Their bottom butter for baby's diaper changing, that was really one of the nicest balmy creams that I've used. So yeah, they do give every mom that gives birth there, one pack of it, but you can also get it from their store, which is in the hospital, or online. I think online also you can get. Okay, so that is the nipple cream slash balms that I used on, still on the topic of sore nipples. It was so terrible that like I had to use nipple shield. So this is something that if you are facing that same problem, you can pick up. So I got these from Medela, and what you do is that you have them in your nursing bra, and they basically form a barrier between your nipple and the clothing, so it allows for a chance of recovery and you don't get that abrasion. So this one was very good. Oh, speaking of which, I also should show you my nursing bra, but I don't have it here. Yeah, the nursing bra I used was Bravado nursing bra, so it was those kind of that you can clip off like that. There are many brands in the market, but you definitely need something like that, like the one that can clip off so that you can easily latch baby on. So that is that. I also didn't put my compress here. Okay, but that's for later. I will share with you later. So yeah, that is for sore nipples, that problem that I faced. It lasted for like, it was really bad in the hospital, and then lasted for like maybe 1 week. And then after a while, the good news is your nipples will get desensitized to it. Once your milk starts flowing, it gets a lot better because that milk provides kind of like a natural lubricant, and then a natural moisturizing agent. So yeah, I would just suggest keep applying generously the balm and just hang in there because it gets better. Okay, so now let me get into pumping. So no, latching. So this one, okay, I'm telling you that latching is like, okay, one of the biggest benefits about breastfeeding is that it's very calorie intensive. It burns calories very well. So you get exercise without even really like physically exerting yourself in terms of like running, the usual exercise. So that is the number one like advantage of breastfeeding. You will have a postpartum belly. I was also surprised, like my baby is out, why do I still have a belly, big belly? Not, I mean, I expected a belly, but a big belly. So it take a while to kind of go away. But if you keep up with breastfeeding, you burn a lot of calories. So that is a kind of natural way to lose that weight that you gain during pregnancy. So that's one of the biggest benefits. But yeah, okay, latching itself is quite tricky. The nurses at the hospital really guided me and helped me, but I think just the whole like positioning of the baby and everything, supporting the baby, was quite tricky. So this really helped. This is the My Breast Friend nursing pillow, and I never knew I needed something like this until I got it, and I was like, oh my goodness. So at the hospital they do provide you, but it's like a bolster, or like you put like pillows underneath your baby to kind of support. If not, your whole arm will be carrying the weight of the baby. And my baby Ellie was 3.55 kg when she came out, so it's not like a lightweight baby. So this pillow was really good because it kind of gives you that support that you need. And like what you do is you just basically kind of strap it around your waist, and then it offers this platform where you can put little baby here, and then she's just like right at your boob. If you don't have this, or if you don't have pillows underneath, then she's gonna be much lower, right? So this was definitely a very useful item that made midnight feedings or like early morning feedings a lot better. And I got so good at using it that to a point where like I needed to get something from like the cupboard, and I could just like kind of strap it on, have baby here, hold her, and then go and get my things. Of course, I do not advise that, because you need to kind of be comfortable and be a ninja, and it's also a bit dangerous if you don't know how to handle your baby. But yeah, that is how comfortable I got with using this. Because if I was to carry her, I will need both hands, and your shoulders, your neck is just going to like really it will take a toll. Okay, so this is that. You can use pillows also if you don't want to like buy another pillow, because of course after nursing you don't need this pillow anymore. But pillows, they keep slipping out from under your baby, so that's the tricky part. So this comes with a removable cover, which is more useful than you thought, because sometimes baby might pee and might leak, or sometimes the milk might get onto the pillow and might stain it. So I also got an extra cover, so you can get that and then you can switch it up for hygiene purposes. So that is my breast brand nursing pillow. Okay, let's get into pumping, shall we? So okay, pumping is for modern mom, is that you should definitely pump. Some moms, they choose to latch on full time. That's fine too. I really respect that, because as baby's food source, you can never be too far from baby. So if you pump, you give yourself that little bit of leeway to be able to kind of take a break also, and you can pump at your own schedule. Of course, there's a breastfeeding pumping schedule that you should follow. Like every 2-3 hours you should pump, because at the beginning especially, you still want to continue stimulating production, and also you want to empty out your boobs, because how the body works, very interestingly, which I learned, it's so amazing how our body works, is that once you kind of like empty out that boob, okay, you can't really fully empty out, okay? So when I say empty, it's with like this is apostrophes but yeah, inverted commas, yeah. You can't fully empty out your breast, because your body is always producing, but you can kind of like you know, express the milk, right? And then when your body detects that, then it will produce more. So it's kind of like a supply demand thing, and for most moms, or you will be able to kind of get that supply going, okay? That being said, not all moms can breastfeed, and I think it's a privilege to be able to breastfeed and produce breast milk, because sometimes genetically, I read somewhere that sometimes, you know, some moms just don't produce as much, or don't produce at all, and I think that's perfectly fine. As long as you're healthy and happy, that's fine. But definitely, if you feel emotional about it, I totally understand, because at one period of time when my milk supply was like just dramatically dropping, I really felt like I really felt very low. So I get that, you know, moms that don't have that they are not able to keep up with the baby supply, it will take an emotional toll on you. But I just want to encourage you and say that you know, now in the modern world, we have so many options, we have so many brands of formula, so just take it easy on yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but don't feel too stressed or solely responsible for being the food provider, because you, as a mom, you provide so many things to your babies. Food is just one of the things, and if that is not something that your body can produce, then, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to belittle the situation. It's definitely something that's taxing, takes a toll, and I understand you, but at the same time, try not to overstress yourself, because it's really important to keep yourself in good mental shape. And yeah, okay, I think I drifted a little bit, because, you know, I'm so passionate about this topic, but yeah, I drifted a little bit. So where was I? I think I was at pumping, right? Yeah, so okay, so back to pumping. The main focus was pumping. It will help you get a schedule of your body will get that schedule to produce, okay, and produce, express. So pumping has a lot of benefits. And also, of course, if you're going back to work, or if you already needed to go back to work, then this is a way of you being able to give your baby breast milk, but at the same time also be able to work. Yeah, so for moms who choose to latch on fully, that I super respect that. There are benefits to latching fully as well, because you don't need all this equipment. You can just like bring baby anywhere and just feed him or her anywhere. But if some of you moms are uncomfortable with latching, whether in public or anything, then pumping is I absolutely love pumping. Like, it made me feel so much more sane in a way, because I did at the beginning wake up in the middle of the night and fed baby and all that, but after a while I just cannot last so long, you know. And so pumping allowed someone else, my nanny or my hubby, to feed baby, and I think that gives them bonding time too. But okay, anyway, back to my topic. Back to my point on pumping. So I went through a few pumps, and I think there's so many pumps out there that you're just gonna find one that's suitable for you. The one that a lot of moms recommend is the Spectra S1 Plus, to be specific. They have other models as well, but I think that this is the one that a lot of moms use and find that it works well for the price point that it brings. Some of my other friends use Medela also. So for a primary pump, go with something that is well recommended. It may or may not work for you, but I think Spectra is the one that I landed on because of their flanges. So their flange comes in different sizes, and you can get the ones that adaptable sizes to the Spectra pump, which is by May Mom. Okay, a bit of background about my pumping is that I, at one point, about I think 1 week plus after baby came back home, or was it 1 week? Oh, things are blur. But yeah, I faced the problem with my pump. So initially when I tried other pumps, I used Tegan, I used Simore. I had no problems with expressing my milk. But somehow at the 1 week plus mark, I couldn't pump out anything. And it wasn't a problem with the pump because I used different brands, right? So there was some problem that I couldn't figure out. And guys, it is the flange size. So it was something that I wasn't aware of at the beginning, but I think that as more moms talk about it, then if you're in a lot of the conversation, then you will be aware of it. So I was so desperate because one night in the middle of the night I couldn't pump out anything, and I was just getting so full. So it wasn't that I wasn't producing, I just couldn't get it out with the pump, and my baby was happily fed and sleeping. So I was so scared that I was going to get engorgement because it really felt like I was at the brink of it. And engorgement will lead to may lead to some complications, which I was just really afraid of. So anyway, eventually I had a breast masseuse come by the next day. Thankfully she could come. Her name is Madam Iza. So she was highly recommended to me by moms because I was so desperate. I was texting in the mom chat, and they all said that she helped. My friends also said she helped. So I was so thankful that she could come by, and she figured out on first glance that I had a flange problem. So sorry, I drifted a little bit. Long story short is that flange sizes, Spectra has a variety of sizes, and you can get these by May Mom, which are really down to the specific mm. So what flange sizes are dependent on is your nipple size. So yeah, nipples have different sizes, and I was different on one side and another, so I had to get the 2 different sizes on each side. So anyway, that's that. Spectra worked well for me. It expressed my milk efficiently. Yeah, I think I would definitely recommend Spectra as a primary pump. But as time went by, I was like feeling increasingly locked to my pump, and I also had an issue where when I was on the go, I love to bring baby out on hikes. So when I was on the go and I started getting full, this is not very portable, and it's also not very discreet. So okay, continuing a bit. Sorry if I'm a bit messy, okay, because this is just a casual sharing. So I didn't kind of like put it in order, but so it might be jumping around here and there. So this is the pump, and how to pump it, right? You will need to, I would recommend getting a hands-free nursing bra, a pumping bra, sorry. So this pumping bra is like a tube top bra, like this. This one's by Simple Wishes. I got another one off Amazon, quite a lot. That one had no brand. It also worked quite okay, but this one is very comfortable. So this one is like a tube top. The beautiful thing about it is that it's free size because you can adjust it at the back. Like it comes with the Velcro, so you can adjust it. So your boobs also will change in size as you get more milk produced, less milk produced. So this is very good because it can adjust to adapt to whatever size you're at that point in time. And it's comfortable. And what you do is that you actually put the bottles in here. So I don't have a bottle right here with me. But let's pretend that this Hakka is a bottle. So you put it inside, and then they get connected to the pump. And yeah, you can pump hands-free, so you can use your phone and things like that. So this one is definitely needed. Okay, this is an essential, a must-have. But of course, after a while, it's like when you're pumping every 2-3 hours, it gets really to a point where you feel like locked to your pump. And so I found this portable option later on, recommended by many moms. And also, as I said, being on the go, and if you want to pump on the go, if you want to pump around company and you want to be discreet about it, this is the solution. So a lot of moms were talking about this, and I was like, I gotta go try this. So this is the Baby Express wearable / portable pump. The beautiful thing about this is that it's completely cable free. For the Spectra, it comes with the cable. I mean, it comes with the cable that attaches to the charging point, which you don't have to charge all the time. And then it also comes with the tubes that link to the bottle, the flanges. This one is just as it is. It's completely cable free, and all you need to do is just adjust it to your breast, and then you just switch it on, and it will pump out milk for you into this silicone cup. So this was really, I love this product so much that I did an entire video reviewing this. I will also link it down in the description box below. Go check it out if you're keen. But yeah, if you need something that's a portable option, this is it. Definitely it does not perform as heavily, like it's not a primary pump. I feel at the end of using it, yeah, you still need a double pump. So I would still recommend getting a primary pump and then this as a portable option. Yeah, but this was really a lifesaver, especially midway through my pumping. I was so glad I found this because I could have people over and I could be pumping, and it's very, very discreet, and it's not very loud too. So on middle of the night also quite good if you need to be on the move, hanging out, holding baby, taking care of baby, then these would allow you to be able to be mobile. So that is the Baby Express. Okay, another important lifesaver must-have item is the Haka. Haka is the well-known brand for this kind of silicone pumps. But what they do is that they actually help to extract your letdown. So they're also a good way to kind of as baby latches on one side, help you to collect the other side, so both your breasts are kind of being emptied simultaneously, and then when you collect the milk, you can actually store it and then use it for baby's next feed. So this is very good. I was actually really surprised at how much milk this could collect, because at the beginning I was like, milk letdown, I thought it was like leaks, or you know, because as your baby latches on one side, your body will be stimulated and then your other breast will start to leak. So I thought it was to just catch that leak, but no, it helps to also extract it. So what you do with this is you basically just invert it like this. You press this part, a bit like the colostrum syringe, and then you put this on your breast, and it will be kind of like this, right? And then slowly over time there will be suction. This is beautiful because it's like there's no cable or anything, and then it will slowly suck, and then the milk will get collected in this cup. This is amazing and a must-have. I actually went crazy and bought like quite a couple, but actually you only need like one. But of course, if you produce more, then you need the bigger size. So this is the 100 ml one, and this is the 150 ml one. Okay, both has its pros and cons, because sometimes you want to be in one setting and you don't want to have to change the silicone pump, right? So the 150 can collect more, but the downside is that it's heavier. So as you latch baby, having this thing just hanging from your boob is weight, right? So this one you hardly feel anything, but this one you can definitely tell it's heavier. But then this one, of course, you need to empty it and then go again. Okay, so that is the Haka. How I used the Haka was also after latching baby for like sitting upright so long, latching her, I was like, my body was like breaking apart. So I got introduced to lying down latching. So you basically lie down on the bed on your side, and then you have baby latching, and it just is so much more comfortable because you're lying down essentially. So that really helped to relieve some of my body aches at certain points in time. Of course, I would not suggest doing that when you're very, very tired, because you should not fall asleep in that position with baby latching. You might flip onto baby, and then, you know, it's quite dangerous. But if you're awake and if you just want to rest your body, then that is an option for you. Okay? So then I'll use the Haka whenever I was latching baby like that. And the beautiful thing is that it wouldn't drop, you know. It's like the suction is so good that it just kind of like just stays there. And of course, as it gets full, you get a little bit more like, okay, I need to empty it. But it never happened to me before where it just drops in the middle of the session. Unless you don't attach it properly, then maybe that might be a thing. So this is the Gen 2 one. The beautiful thing is that it comes with this stand, so you can just kind of like and then it stays, you see, on glass. I don't know whether it works on other surfaces, but like, no, it does, because my bedside table is not glass. So yeah, then if you want to just remove it, you just lift this handle and just remove it. Okay, so that brings me to storage options. I use for my baby bottles the Higan bottles, and I know why moms love them. Okay, like, yeah, they look pretty, but they are super duper functional. It's like really well designed. And what I love about this is that it was made by a Singaporean local company. So support local whenever you can, because it matters a lot. It matters more than you think. Always try to support local whenever you find their products are good. So yeah, this made by a mom as well. So design run by a mom. The company Higan owned by a mom. So yeah, this is my go-to storage option for my milk. Of course, if you are an oversupply mom, you will need breast milk storage bags, which are these plastic bags that are clean and sterile, that you pour in, you ziplock, and you freeze it. So this is for, you know, if you are have more supply, and then you may need a dedicated fridge. Some moms have really blessed with a lot of milk. Of course, it's a blessing and also kind of like something you need to deal with because you need to get a freezer. You need to, you know, I didn't have oversupply, so at the beginning, yes, I did manage to collect and store some and stash it away, but after a while my supply just kind of met baby's demand exactly, so I didn't really continue using this. So don't buy too many, okay? Because at the beginning I was like, oh, I definitely will need all these, and you know, I went out and got all of this, and I realized like, oh no, you should get only maybe one, and then if you need more, you can get more. Because you won't know what is your supply situation. So don't go crazy and get the fridge and all this at the start, because you may not need it. So get upon needing it. Another thing was the nipple, what do you call that? I forgot. The nipple stickers, the one that, you know, the one that collects your leak. Yeah, so I also thought that was really needed. I went to buy a lot of boxes of that, but actually I wasn't leaking as much, so I didn't need many. I needed some, but not that many. So don't buy too many at the beginning. Okay, let me go back to the bottle. So so these are the only square bottles in the market, I think so. Most bottles are rounded. So I tried a few bottles, and I really like the Higan one because the storage solution of it is so easy. So all you need to do to open this, right, is just, they come with these grooves, and you just twist it. Like the beginning, this is not this clicking action is not something that you're usually used to. You're used to like unscrewing a bottle is very easy, right? But clicking it, so it kind of, at first it was a bit tricky, especially if the bottle was wet. But after you get used to it, it's just so easy to do this compared to like, so I have another bottle here, compared to like having to like unscrew it, screw it, make sure it's tight like that. This one, the moment you know that it clicks, it's airtight, it's leak proof, and yeah, so I feel very, very happy to have these bottles. They come in different sizes. They come in the really small ones, which are useful at the very beginning when your baby doesn't drink much. Then you have this, then they have the bigger ones, which all my baby bottles are there. But yeah, then they come with the teats also, so everything is adaptable to the same size. And yeah, I think that overall Higan bottles are of really, really good quality. I definitely recommend them, even though they're a bit pricier. But also another thing that I realized is you actually have to change up your bottles every 6 months, every 4 to 6 months, depending on the quality of your bottles. And teats, you have to change them every 2 to 3 months, depending on the condition and the quality of your teat. So it's very important to get one that's high quality, and that can last longer, and you feel it's safer also, because the fact that you need to change it is because maybe the plastic leaks or something over time of sterilizing it over and over again. Maybe it just degenerates, and that happens, you know. You can go for glass bottles if you prefer, but glass bottles are heavy and they're breakable, so there's also a reason why so many people use plastic, right? So get one that is good quality, you know, you can trust, because after all, baby is drinking directly from this. Your milk is sitting in this container, so you want something that is safe and of high quality. So yes, the pricing point is a bit higher for Higan, but I think that is because you're paying for the quality and also the technology. Back to the storage thing that I was talking about. So the good thing is that I can just cap this lid on and I can keep this in the fridge. So if I'm not like an oversupply mom, then I literally just need to keep this, use this in the next week, and then it just kind of first in first out system, you know, like supermarket like that. Yeah. So then I'll have these kind of bottles all lined up there, and then I'll just, when I pump, I just directly put them in. I don't need to go through the hassle of storing. Other bottles like this, at first I thought I can just store them like that. You cannot store them just like that. You need to put on the lid that makes it airtight or makes it like kind of not contaminated, right? Especially if you're putting them into a fridge with a lot of other things inside. It needs to be airtight and free from contamination. So if it's this kind of bottles, you cannot just put them in like that. I did that and my nanny was like, you can't do this, it's not clean. So I was like, oh. And also another thing is that if you put them in with this teat, the teat gets cold, right? So when you heat up the bottle, I use a bottle warmer, the Tommy TP one. Where is it? I think it's just right here. I put them in and it doesn't heat up the teat, so you can't do it this way. So I really recommend the Higan one. Okay, so that's on bottles. So my mode of sterilizing, I use the Hanil UV sterilizer. It's here, can you see it? So when it comes to sterilizers, you need a sterilizer, okay? You need it to sterilize your baby bottles, your baby teats, your baby toys, teethers, things like that. So you definitely need a sterilizer, and you have two options. You can either choose UV or you can use steam. I highly recommend UV. The price is higher, but the convenience factor is there. You save so much more time. So I never actually really tried steam sterilizers until I went for a staycation and they gave me a steam sterilizer. It was such a hassle, and the steam is just like everywhere, and it's so hot and it's hard to handle and it's all wet. So I would really recommend a UV one. I really like this. Because first up, why I know it's good is because Thompson Medical Center uses this in all their suites, and that's when you know something is good, is when the hospital uses it. So all you do is just open it. It's not that heavy, you can see I'm carrying it, right? But okay, it's not meant to be a portable option. And then you have this spacious inside, two racks. What I would like is that I wish there was one more right here, but I get why there isn't, because you want to put the bigger things like toys. And then you have the UV lamp above, and then all you need to do is just put your stuff in. Hope I don't drop this. And then you just click auto and then it just runs. So it has a drying cycle. The instruction manual did tell me to air dry the things first before putting it in, because the drying causes it to kind of like work harder. But after a while, it's just I'm so busy, there's so many things I need to do, so I just put them directly in. It works fine still, but definitely just note that you're running the machine a lot harder than it needs to be run, I guess. The sterilizing, the whole process for auto, from drying to sterilizing, takes 40 minutes. If you want to cut it short, you can just do the sterilization cycle, which is the UV lamp shining, and that's about, I think, 10-15 minutes. So it's really fast compared to steam. Steam is also fast, but it's just a hassle, and after you need to dry the bottles, which then increases the chance of contamination again. So I prefer it to be sterile, come out, and I can come out of the sterilization machine sterile, and I can use it immediately. This also offers a storage solution, so if you're not using the bottles immediately, you can put them in there and they kind of remain clean in the enclosed environment, rather than you store them elsewhere. But of course, if you have too many things, then of course this is you need another Tupperware that is also sterile, and of course you can use hot water to sterilize that. Okay, I'm rambling a lot, right? So forgive me, there's just so many things that I wanted to go through with you guys. So that is for the sterilizer. Let's talk about bottle warming. Okay, so for bottle warmer, I actually use this one by Tommy TP. Let me get it. It's inside here. I forgot to get all this now. And there are two options. You have these types, which are plugged into the socket, and then you fill it up with water, and then you just turn it on, and it heats up the water to a certain temperature. There are two temperature settings. One is the lower one, one is the high one. This one will start to become like a boil. And I would say that in the beginning I was like, I don't even know what temperature this is, right? So I found this other bottle warmer, which I absolutely love because it was such a useful portable option, and it was the Lola Baby. So I'm sure you guys would hear of this. If you have not, you probably would. If more moms, if you start to get on the journey, and then moms will be talking about this. So this is the portable option, and what it does, right, is that you can heat up your milk on the go. This one you need to be plugged into a socket. You need to have water. There's no way you can really like heat up your milk when in the car. This one you can do it anywhere, and I actually love this product a lot. I actually wanted to do a like extensive review on it, but I just got so busy. Yeah, so I did an unboxing video. I'll link it down below on what you can expect. So yeah, basically it's this metal thing. It heats up a bit differently than this. So for this, what you do is that you put, there's water inside, and then you put the bottle in like that, and then a ball, heat it up. And then the problem with this one is that it may overheat, like it sometimes gets too hot. There's no timer also, so you don't know like when to take it out. It's kind of a you have to try and error. Yeah, after a while you get good at it. I mean, humans, we are very adaptable, right? So that's fine. But this one, it tells you the exact temperature it's at. So what, like you see this 37 degrees, and then once you put the milk in, it will tell you the temperature the milk is at, which is cold, right, when you take it out. And then it will heat up to a specific temperature that you want. I think it's 30. Is that the temperature? I forgot. But anyway, yeah. And then it will beep, so it will tell you when it's done, and then you can take it off. So this way is a bit different. There is an adapter depending on what bottle you use, and it comes with it. So for Higan one, no, sorry, this one doesn't need an adapter for these bottles, I think. Okay, I need to double check this, but let me just, sorry to be fiddling around with things. But yeah, so some bottles it fits directly, it heats up like this. So for the standard size, this fits. For other bottles that are different sizes, they have a whole list of adapters that you use to make the bottle fit. So what you do is that the milk is in here, just imagine. You tilt this and you will screw it on. There's liquid in here. I mean, pretend that there's milk in here. You tilt it over, and then the milk will come into contact with the stainless steel. And that is what heats up. That's the heating element. Once you're done, tip it over, unscrew it, screw on your teat, and then you can feed this to baby directly. You don't need to wait for it to cool down or anything. So I just felt this was so amazing because I love to bring babies on my baby on hikes, and I wasn't always next to a restaurant where there would be hot water, right? And sometimes I also feel very paiseh to bother the staff when they're super duper busy. So then this was really like, oh, I can do it anywhere. So anyway, this is the Lola Baby. One thing I would say is that for home use, the Lola Baby may be a little bit fidgety, but I think that if you get used to it, it's no problem. So if you only want to get one, I recommend this. But if you are you know, you have a bit of a budget, you want to get both, this one is a good home option because all you need to do, right, is just like really put it in. After a while you get the hang of using it. This works at home. It might be a little wet here and there, but you just have a cloth on standby and wipe it. Yeah, this one you need to kind of on it, turn it and all that, so there is a little bit more fidgeting involved for home use, but at the end of the day, I think either works fine, you know, depending on your needs. If you need to heat up milk on the go, then Lola Baby. If you're always at home, you don't need that, then that's that. Oh yes, I also wanted to show you my storage solution when on the go. Just give me a minute. I think it's right here. So what I used was this freeze pack. So as I mentioned, I love being on the go with baby. Like, I would just put her in a carrier and just go. The packet was like the best because it kept cold for a really long time, and it kept it at this pretty fridge-like temperature. Okay, not the real fridge temperature, but like, you know, 15, 16. I know when I take it out and the Lola Baby measures it, it's always at a cold temperature. So this is really good. I would recommend you get this. The downside is that it's a bit heavy and it is quite bulky, but I guess if you want something that really works and keeps your milk cold, there are some trade-offs. Those that come with the cooler pack inside, that you freeze the cooler pack, the cooler pack, I find that they just kind of get not cold really fast, get warm is yeah, really fast, but this one it stays cold. And the convenient thing is that this whole thing you just chuck into the freezer, take it out and you can use it. So I know this is not really breastfeeding related, it's more of like being on the go with baby, but they were all linked, so I just wanted to share with you everything. I actually have a newborn shopping list, like checklist, and I will link it down below as well. All these products I would have included them because the useful ones I really would recommend them. Then you can find out where to get them from in their whole checklist. Otherwise, yeah, you can just Google them also can. So that's the storage solution. I think I'm almost there. I think I'm almost done with my tray of items. Yeah, so that's it actually. Oh, this item is something that after a while I started after pumping for really long, right, then I realized that I didn't want my boobs to get saggy, and the weight of the bottle plus the weight of the milk, and I don't want to kind of keep emptying them out during the session because there's extra chance of contamination and it's also trouble. So I was a bit concerned that my boobs would take on more like weight. So I got this Palmer's Bust Cream. It's very affordable. I think one tube is less than $20 and it lasts quite long. So it tells me that it will firm and tone the skin around my bust area, and it's free of parabens and phthalates. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. And dermatologists tested. Of course, this is what's on the label, but anyway, so I started using this. And I did feel that my boobs were getting firmer, or maybe it's just in my head, I don't know, but I was a bit concerned. I didn't want like saggy boobs, right? So this was something that it's not a must have, but I think it's good to have. The downside of this is that you have to wash it off before you feed baby, before you latch baby, or before you pump, because I don't think that you want your baby to be eating this, yeah, because it's cocoa butter after all. Yep, so that is that. Yeah, and I wanted to also share some other things that help supplemented my production. And it really is down to the basics, you know. I realized how important it is to really take care of yourself. I think that's one big takeaway, is that you produce what you intake. So food, number one, is really, really important. Having a good diet, a nutritious diet. When I first came home from the hospital, I was a monster. I ate like anything under the sun, everything under the sun, and my appetite really boosted, which was great, right? It was a natural way of my body telling me, you need more, eat more. And it was great for a few weeks, and after that my body kind of went back into normal stage where I started eating less. So then my milk supply decreased. So it's a very visible chain reaction, you know, kind of like a cause and effect, input and output, right? So it takes time to take care of yourself, especially with diet. So but it's really important. So even if you're not breastfeeding, this is something I learned, you know, to make sure that you get a nutritious diet, make sure you rest well. I could really tell on the night that I didn't rest or I didn't sleep enough, I wouldn't produce as much. It's really very obvious cause and effect situation. So as a mom who just gave birth, there are tons and a million things to do. There's tons of demands, and there's also a new instinct of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, and I totally understand that. I was like nesting crazily. I had nesting instincts. I cleaned up everything. I wanted to pack everything. I came back from the hospital, everything was everywhere. So I was really kind of on this adrenaline mode. So remind yourself to take time, slow down, take time for yourself. It's okay. You do not need to always be with baby. Like, baby is chill, man. Like, she's fine, he's fine. Like, and do not be afraid to get help from the people around you. Like, ask your hubby for help, ask your nanny, ask your grandparents, get help. I think that's really very important. Yeah, so back to diet. One thing that really helped me was making sure that my meals were prepared already. So having a confinement nanny really helps, because she takes care of everything that you need to eat, drink, shower with also. Yeah, she will take care of that. Yeah, so we do have a tie-up with Confinement Angels. If you need an agency, we have a discount code and a link below that you can go to as well. Actually, all this will be in the newborn checklist shopping list. I prepared this to-do must-have checklist, so you can get it there. So confinement nanny is really important. She also gave me a lot of tips on how to latch baby, how to massage out. Oh my gosh, I almost missed out on one very important point, which is massaging. I'm sorry, I drift a bit, okay? Okay, my hot compress isn't here. My lovey also isn't here. But just okay, maybe I can't show it to you, but I'll link it. Okay, so hot compress really helped me. So I bought this Line like kind of hot and cold pack. It had gel beads inside, so I will use it to compress my breast, and it helps to stimulate milk production. So that really helped. And if your nipples are very sore, you can use a bit of like a cold kind of a pack. Some people don't recommend it because it might kind of stop production. So use it cautiously, I would say. If sometimes you need something, you have to just try it, but of course use it cautiously as well. But at the same time, don't be too skeptical about everything as well. So I think there's just so much information that you sometimes don't know who to follow, what to follow. Everyone has an opinion about something, like whether it's pacifiers, whether it's breastfeeding, whether it's whatever. So try not to get carried away by all this. It's useful to a certain extent. At the end of the day, just trust your own gut instinct. So yeah, if you're having a bit of a problem or situation, feel free to seek help. But also go with your gut instinct. Yeah, so hot compress helped me. Massage also really helped me. So what my nanny told me to do was to actually use this bottle, one that's curvy. And now I started using this to actually massage out the areas that there were knots, or like just to kind of get stimulated. After a while, this is very tiring on both the wrist as well as the breast, and it was quite it was good advice because it worked. But I think over time it was a bit painful. It was a bit like rough, I would say, on my boobs. So if you have a bit of budget, you can consider getting the Levy massager. It's this rollable thing that you can just, you know, like those things that you have for your bags, but this is like the advanced boob version. So you can use it. I bought the one that comes with the warming function and the vibrating function, and that really helped because all I needed to do was put it in my boob and then like let it vibrate and heat up, and then it will help to stimulate. Actually, just give me a minute. Let me go and grab it so you can actually see what it is. I'm back. So this is the Levy. I got the warming lactation massage pads. So I kept this because I've concluded my breastfeeding journey, but I'll definitely use it for my next little one. I mean, for myself when I have my next little one. So this is how it looks like. I would say the downside of this is that it's a bit costly, but I think it's because of the technology, because of the materials that they use. Yeah, so this is about $100+, but I guess with anything that vibrates and heats up, and with silicone padding, it's expensive. But I really wanted to get this because I used it so often. So you see, it vibrates. Can you hear it? It vibrates. Does it move? Okay, it's a gentle vibration, but I think you can hear it. And then the good thing about this is that if you're someone that needs heat, you can switch on the heat function, and then it will warm up gently. Not until it's so hot lah. Like it won't be so hot until you feel so uncomfortable. But it's like a gentle warming. So if you know that compress works on you, because after all the Line compress, right, you cannot use it too long. I will microwave it, and then sometimes it will pop and it will burst and cause a huge mess. So that one worked, but it got too hot sometimes for the skin. So this one is like the perfect temperature. You don't want to burn your skin also. So if from the start you know, you might want to consider this. So this is how it works. You put it into your nursing bra while you're pumping, and then it will kind of just like stimulate your milk production. So this is this. Yep. So I think that's about it. Yeah, on items that is. Oh yes, back to the diet situation. So I did take a lot of lactation cookies during my breastfeeding journey, and I think they are a healthy and happy way for you to like get tea time, perk yourself up. So lactation cookies are actually made with healthy ingredients as well as ingredients that will promote milk flow. So like fenugreek, baker's yeast, brewer's yeast, sorry, flaxseed, things like that, which are all inside here. So, yeah, I think it's a healthy, good way. I also took lactation tea. There are two brands. One is Earth Mama, and the other one is Traditional Medicinals. I tried both. They were good. I would say when it comes to these kind of things, they're not like it's for some moms. I really hear like my friend when she took lactation cookies, she like produced so much that you want to be careful when you take them. Also, you don't want to overly stimulate until you get engorged. Okay, so yeah, just go slow, but also don't expect to eat and then immediately like produce so much milk. So yeah, just take things one step at a time, slowly and easy does it would be my advice for these things. But getting a cup of tea and a hot drink is very, very good for you. So lactation tea would be a bonus because drinking a hot drink will help you relax. When you relax, you get to your body will naturally find it easier to produce more milk. So yeah, diet, rest, have I gone through that? Oh yeah, and I also wanted to share a little bit about my journey. At about 4 months ish, my supply started dropping dramatically because I went back to work. Actually, I went back to work very early, but I kind of did it at my own time. And I think I started to feel a bit back to like pre-pregnancy stage. So I kind of just kept going. I did try to power pump my way back into increasing my supply, and I must tell you that the Baby Express really helps with power pumping because you can power pump while working at the computer, whereas the mainstream like the Spectra pumps, you're tied to the pump, you see, and it's not so comfortable because you have the bottle jutting out of you, so you can't be at the computer. But this one is very small and compact. So I did power pump, it went up, but it got to a point where it was really quite taxing on my body. And so I guess my advice that would be, I guess be open-minded about what comes for you. For me, I guess it got quite emotional when I started seeing my supply drop because it's a very visual thing, right? You've been pumping, let's say 300 ml per pump, and then suddenly it becomes 150. So you can see that the decrease is dramatic, and so it kind of affects you in this way where you feel like you're lesser or you're not so good enough. Having gone through that, I just want to say it all will pass. Like really, it all will pass because the problem's only as big as you see it, right? So at the point when I was going through it, it felt like such a big problem. Like I'm not producing enough, and my baby, I'm not feeding my baby what she wants and what she needs, and how come I produced this much before? Why am I not producing now enough? And then your mind starts to kind of harp on the issue, and it gets bigger than it seems in actual reality. And so I remember my friends were telling me, my friend, she was just telling me like it's okay, like it's okay to supplement, like it's okay to top up with formula. And it came to a point where I had no choice because I opened the fridge and there was nothing left, because I kind of finished my stash and I just wasn't producing enough. But then I also decided, it's okay, like it's alright. Yeah. So ever since I transited her to formula and started putting her more on formula, she was very easy and happy. Like it wasn't like she could tell the difference or anything, which is I'm very lucky because some babies, they do take some adjustments, I heard, to formula or to breast milk, whichever side they came from. But baby Ali was totally like chill, and then from then on, because my work just got more intense and I just needed to do a lot more things, so I guess that's when I slowly but surely kind of transited her towards where she was heading anyway. Because I think at the start, my goal was to try to breastfeed for 6 months if I could. And then after that, I'll totally not be so stressed about it. I unfortunately didn't hit 6 months. I hit only 4, maybe 4 plus minus. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't say that I didn't hit my goal, because I think breastfeeding is a journey of your own. Like, you don't need to feel pegged to what other people do, because everyone is different. Like, every baby is different, right? And so every woman is so different, every mom is also different. So I think once I understood that, then you realize that it might be your goal to just push yourself forward and keep yourself going during difficult times. Like, okay, it's just 6 months, it's just 6 months. But if you don't hit that goal because of certain reasons, then don't beat yourself up over it, because you will realize that as long as your baby is healthy, as long as your baby is happy, that's really all a mom wants. And then I realized, all these thoughts that were in my head, all this internal stress that I was going through, it's not really worth it, because your body just becomes more beaten up, your mind becomes more beaten up, and at the end of the day, you can only give your baby what you have. Like, if you don't feel well, or if you don't feel up to it, then you can't be the mom that you could have been, right? So I think that's one big takeaway I had from my breastfeeding journey was, don't stress yourself out. I know it's easier said than done, because when you're in it, it's like, oh my goodness. But having been through it and having had some challenges of my own, then I realized that maybe in life, that's what I can remember, is to take things in my stride and don't feel that it's the end or anything like that. Because it's not. It's just only gonna get better. Sometimes there might be downs, but then that's when you get up as well and get moving. Overall, I would say my breastfeeding journey was interesting. I hear other moms having more complicated issues, so I feel very thankful that I didn't have to go through all that physical pain. Mine was emotional. I mean, this is not about whether physical pain or emotional pain is more or less. I think none is more or less than, it's incomparable, right? So some moms, they go through like engorgement, mastitis, and infection and bleeding, and that is just something that is, I think, very taxing physically, and it's just such a big challenge. So I'm very thankful that because my masseuse came, I had some friends who could help me because they went through it. So I didn't experience those really complicated issues. So mine was more of a journey of supply, needing supply, stressing myself out, So that was my own journey, and I'm very proud to have gone through my own journey. So don't compare and expect your journey to be the same as others also, because you have your own journey, and that's what makes it really unique and precious in a way. So while breastfeeding, after finishing it, I feel like, whoa, I've done it. I feel proud of myself, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh, can I do it again? I don't know. So I think even for moms who are going through it the second time, while they're expected to be, or they expect themselves to be more experienced at it, I think it's a whole host of new challenges, new feelings, new physical changes in your body. So I think that part of it is just interesting. So I think I've shared like a lot of stuff. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that I didn't just ramble on and you guys find it like boring or anything. I just really hope to have given you some information that might have helped you. And of course, if you ever need any support, encouragement, link up with me, join our Telegram group in the description box below. That's where the link sits. If I have anything that I've missed out, I will definitely update it there as well, because I cannot edit this video once I've posted it, so that's the only way for me to put in new information. So and I really wish you the best in your journey. I really hope that you have a smooth journey too, and hang in there, and you can do it. Okay. Oh, I realized also that I was sitting on this chair, so when it comes to nursing and latching and pumping, you want to be comfortable, okay? So at first I was using my dining chair, those kind of, you know, dining chairs, the hard kind. Oh my gosh, my back almost like, yeah, like I think whoever was feeding baby felt that toll. But I think when I'm latching, it gets even more uncomfortable. So I got this chair, my hubby bought it. It's the Secret Lab. This is the Titan model because daddy is a bit bigger. Taller, so we use it for a nursing chair, and it's super duper comfortable. Like I love it so much. I actually went to like do a review. Okay, my review was a comparison review, but I want to do a lot in that review. So there's so many things that I love and I found so useful and helpful that I want to review, but I just cannot find enough time to get them all on video. So I can only do them in snippets like this. Okay, so join the Telegram group because I will always share my recommendations there. So this was really good because it offered me good support, and then it like has the cushion in the right places. I can put it down so I can like have baby lying on my chest to sleep. So yeah, and I think one of the reasons I didn't get a nursing chair, like a dedicated nursing chair at the start, and I used my dining chair was because the nursing chairs on the market are so big, and my space here is not very big. So if I put a nursing chair, like the big ones, then that's it. No one can move in the room. But then this one is very versatile. You can use it as a nursing chair, and then later on you can use it as your work chair, your comfortable bedroom chair. I don't know, but yeah, I wanted something that has longevity to it and not just used for a specific phase. But it's been such a good item that it just sits in the nursing room now. And when I allow baby to sleep now, it's just so much better because I can put it down. I can also adjust these up, so it helps me to support baby better. Previously I didn't have the armrest at the right height, so my arm was like this. Everything was compensating. So yeah. Okay, that was just another quick recommendation. Yeah, I just feel like I have so many things I just want to share with you guys. So yeah, that's that. I really hope that this video brings you some joy and some information, and of course please join the giveaway by Burps NG. Yeah, all you need to do is just comment down below and then hit them a follow on Instagram, and I'll pick my winners and I'll announce them later, okay? And since I rambled on for an hour plus, let's reward me and also reward you guys with the joy of seeing us eat this. I want to try this because I was really excited about this. I just like healthy snacks because remember my whole home. Oh, they come in sachets. Oh, that is so good because I initially thought that, you know, once I open them then I'll need to finish it quick, but because it comes in sachets, then it's so easy. Berry bite. Smells so nice. Oh. I took a pretty big bite. I can taste the yogurt in it. It's more than just yogurt. It's like a cookie, a yogurt cookie. It's crunchy. I'm sure you can hear. It's quite dense. It's quite solid. It's not like those that you eat and then melt in your mouth. That kind. No, it's like a cookie and it's got a crunch to it, and it's yummy. I really like it. I think that kids will like it too because it's like sweet and yogurt-ish. I don't super love yogurt type of snacks, but this one is good. And I think the good thing is that because it comes in individual sachets, right? So it's not like, you know, I can imagine, I mean, Ellie's only like 6 months, but I can imagine when she grows up, she'll be asking me for more of these like delicious stuff, right? But then this one, you can just bring one out and you're just like, oh, mommy doesn't have any more. It's just one only. So yeah, I think that is the good part about this packaging. So yeah, okay, do check Burps SG out. and also the lactation cookies. Yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope that this video has helped you in any way, and please don't forget to comment down below and subscribe. Stay tuned to our future videos. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.